Every coincidence was carefully planned. Every shared moment was orchestrated. Every time you thought we were discovering something beautiful together, that was really just pulling strings behind the scenes, manipulating circumstances to make you fall. Deeper under my spell, I became everything you ever wanted in a partner, because I had studied you long enough to know exactly what that was when. You started asking questions. I gave you just enough truth to satisfy your curiosity, but never enough. To scare you away, I told you I was nocturnal, that I had a rare condition that made sunlight painful for me, that I'd been sick as a child, and it left me with unusual dietary restrictions, and you believed every word because you wanted to believe, because you were already falling for me just like I planned, because I had made myself indispensable to your happiness. I fed you breadcrumbs of my real nature, mixed with elaborate lies designed to make you feel special, chosen, like you were the only one who could understand and accept the real me, when really, I was showing you a carefully crafted version of myself, designed to hook you completely. I made you feel like you were saving me from loneliness, when really, I was condemning you to share it with me for eternity. But the biggest lie, the one that haunts me every single day, was when I told you that being with me would make you special, to that I could offer you forever, that immortality was a gift, not a curse. I painted such beautiful pictures of eternity together, of never having to worry about growing old or sick or dying, of traveling the world together, seeing centuries pass by, side by side, exploring every corner of the earth, watching civilizations rise and fall, together like some romantic adventure story. Described immortality like it was winning the lottery, like it was the answer to every fear, every insecurity, every worry you had ever had about time running out, about not having enough years to do everything you wanted to do. I made it sound like paradise, when really it was describing hell disguised as heaven, a prison sentence that would last forever, with no hope of parole or escape. I told you we would be gods walking among mortals, that we would have power beyond imagination, wealth beyond measure, experiences that no human could ever dream of. By painted pictures, us dancing at royal balls in the 18th century, witnessing the construction of great monuments, traveling to places that don't exist anymore, watching the stars from mountaintops that hadn't been climbed yet. I need to tell you something, and I need you to listen very carefully to every word I whisper, because this might be the most important conversation we ever have, and I can't bear the thought of you not understanding how sorry I am for what I've done to you, how deeply I regret every lie, every manipulation, every moment. I chose my selfish desires over your well-being, your future, your right to choose your own destiny too. You remember that night we first met, when you're walking home alone through the park, and I appeared out of nowhere, claiming I was just taking a late night stroll too. What a coincidence, right? Except it wasn't a coincidence at all. I'd been watching you for weeks, learning your routines, memorizing your path home, every single night, waiting for the perfect moment to make my move, studying you like prey, even though I told myself it was Levi, knew which coffee shop you visited every Tuesday morning at exactly 8:15. I knew you always ordered the same vanilla latte with an extra shot. I knew you had a habit of tucking your hair behind. You left here. When you were nervous, I knew you walked slower on rainy days, 'cause you loved the sound of water hitting the pavement. I knew everything about you before you even knew my name, and I used all of that knowledge to craft the perfect persona to win your heart. I told you I was drawn to you by fate, by some cosmic force that brought two lonely souls together in the darkness. But that was a lie, sweetheart. A beautiful lie wrapped in half-truths, because yes, I was drawn to you, but not by fate, by yen hunger, an obsession that had been growing inside me since the first time I saw you laugh at something on your phone while sitting alone in that little cafe on 5th Street, watching you through the window like some lovesick stalker, planning how to insert myself into your world. You looked so alive, so warm, so full of life, and I was dying inside, literally dying from centuries of emptiness and isolation, watching the world change around me, while I remained frozen in time, a relic of a bygone era, clinging to existence without purpose, until I saw you, and suddenly I had something to live for, something to want, something to need, so desperately that it consumed every thought, every moment of my endless night. So I orchestrated that meeting, made sure I would bump into you, literally bump into you, and catch you when you stumbled, and look into your eyes with what you thought was love at first. Sight, but was really centuries of practice to seduction techniques perfected on countless others who came before you, though none of them mattered the way you matter. None of them made my dead heart attempt to beat the way yours does. None of them made me question everything I thought I knew about love and obsession, and the fine line between protecting someone and destroying them. I had rehearsed that moment in my mind 1,000 times, practiced the exact words I would say, the way I would. Smiled the gentle pressure of my hands on your arms as I steadied you. I knew exactly how long to hold your gaze before looking away shyly. I knew just the right amount of concern to show, just the perfect balance of confidence and vulnerability that would make you want to see me again. I told you I was different, special, that there was something mysterious about me that drew you in, and you were so curious, so eager to solve the puzzle of who I was, that you never questioned why I only wanted to see you at night, why I never ate when we went to dinner, why my skin was always cold, no matter how warm the room was, why I seemed to know things about you that I shouldn't have known, why I always knew exactly what to say to make you smile, why I could quote your favorite books before you mentioned loving them, why I happen to share so many of your interests and preferences. I never told you about the hunger that gnaws at your insides every single day, like a wild animal clawing to get out. I never mentioned how the sunlight burns like acid on your skin, how you'll watch every human you care about grow old and die, while you remain frozen in time, I never explained how food becomes ash in your mouth, how your reflection disappears, how you become a monster that children instinctively fear. I never told you that some nights the bloodlust becomes so overwhelming that you'll find yourself standing outside strangers' houses, just listening to their heartbeats and fighting every instinct to break down their door. I never mentioned that you'll start to forget what it felt like to be human, that your mortal memories will fade like old photographs until you can barely remember your mother's face or your favorite song from when you were alive. Most importantly, I never told you that once you cross that line, there's no going back, no cure, no escape, no peaceful death waiting for you at the end. Just endless night after endless night stretching out before you like a black ocean with no shore in sight. I convinced you it would be romantic eternal love, like something out of a fairy tale, when really I was asking you to die for me, to give up your humanity, your soul, your chance at a normal life, just so I wouldn't have to spend another century alone, just so I could have something beautiful and pure to hold on to in the darkness. You trusted me completely, gave yourself to me, body and soul believed every promise I whispered in your ear, while slowly drained away everything that made you who you were and replaced it with this cold, hungry thing that we both have to live with now. The worst part is, I knew exactly what I was doing. I had done it before, seen how it changes people, watched them struggle with what they've become. And I did it anyway, because my need for you was stronger than my conscience, stronger than my love for you, which is the most selfish thing I've ever admitted. I told myself I was saving you from a mortal life of pain and loss, but really I was condemning you to an immortal life of hunger and isolation. I told myself you would thank me eventually, but I see the way you look in the mirror now, searching for a reflection that will never come back. I see how you flinch when children cry, near us sensing the predator in you that you never asked to become. Every night when you wake up, confused and disoriented, still expecting to see sunlight streaming through the windows, I remember what I stole from you every morning that will never come, every sunrise you'll never see, every normal human experience I ripped away from you because I was too selfish to let you go. I should have walked away that first night in the park, should have let you continue your life without ever knowing I existed, should have carried my loneliness alone instead of making it your burden too. But I couldn't. I was weak and desperate, and I convinced myself that having you would fix everything, that your love could cure centuries of emptiness. Now, we're both trapped in this existence that I chose for us both, damned to walk in darkness together. And while part of me is grateful that you're here with me, another part of me dies a little more each night, seeing what I've turned you into, seeing how you struggle with the monster I made you become. I made you become. I never take it back. Can never give you your mortality, your humanity, your innocence back. But I need you to know that every day I wish I had been stronger, Wish I had loved you enough to let you go. Wish I had chosen your happiness over my own desperate need for companionship. You are the greatest love of my very long life, and also my greatest sin, the most beautiful and terrible thing I have ever done, and I will spend every night of our eternity together, trying to make up for the choice I stole from you, trying to be worthy of the sacrifice I forced you to make. I love you more than I have ever loved anything in 3 centuries of existence, and that love will be both our salvation and our damnation for as long as we both shall live, which is forever and always, and I am so